In this video, we're going to talk about our door mirror mounts for the S130 chassis, the 280ZX. These work on the two-seater, which you see here, and we've also tested them on the 2+2. They're available from Skillard.com. If you have questions, please email sales@skillard.com. Next, we're going to kind of take a closer look at the mounts and go over some of the installation. Okay, so this is the driver's side, obviously, and this one's already installed, so I'm going to hold on to the passenger side mount so you can take a little bit closer look at this. They're made from U.S.A. carbon fiber, so, you know, heat, UV, water, chemical resistant, super strong. You can kind of see here, I'm grabbing this, I'm flexing the whole door, so not worried about the mount. The mounts also have brass machine inserts in them for where the mirror mounts, as well as on the back side for where we're going to put the screws to mount them to the door. There is a driver and a passenger side. Can't really tell much from the front, but then on the back side you can see that the holes are offset. This mounting face needs to mount like this. This is obviously the other side, but that way the mirror is in the right position. If you were to put them on the car like this, then the mirrors would mount pitched up and wouldn't work. So anyway, so when you purchase a set of the mounts, you'll get a driver and a passenger side mount. You'll get custom cut foam gasket that will go on the back side, that you can see lines up with the holes in the mount. You'll also get a little bit of hardware, so 2 for each side, so 4 of these fender washers, as well as the stainless steel dome M5 screw. These will be for the inside to mount it, and then they'll also come with the flathead for mounting the mirrors to the outside. So you can buy these mounts from us, just the mounts, or you can get them with the mounts and the mirrors. Whether you get the mirrors from us or not, they're the APR GT3 mirrors, so you can get them as a kit or you can get them elsewhere, but the screws that come with the mirrors themselves are too long, and that's why we're including these M5x10s, so that way you'll be able to mount them in there without them bottoming out. So this here, what I'm holding, this is for the one set of what you get for the passenger side. You get the same thing again for the driver's side, and then like I said, you have the option to add mirrors to your order or get them elsewhere, but the mounts are designed for the GT3 mirrors, so trying to mount something else on there likely wouldn't work or would need modification. So next I'll kind of show you a little bit about the mirror adjustment, and then we'll kind of go over to the passenger side and talk about how this installs. So again, driver's side mirror mounted, I'm holding the passenger side. So it's with the instructions on the mirrors, but you'll see there's a Allen screw on the top. And so once this is mounted to the car, these mirrors can pivot and adjust this way on the stem, and you tighten this screw to lock that in. One thing that we get questions about, even though these APR makes these mirrors, is that when they mount them, you know, they can kind of droop and move. This one's already tightened down, but and so that's because there's a set screw on the back side of this mount. And so when this is slightly loosened back here, this mirror can then pivot in this ball where the stem comes in. And once you've got it adjusted and you have it where you want, on the car, what we like to do is just take the 2 mounting screws out and then get your Allen wrench back here, tighten this down nice and tight to lock that in, and then go ahead and reinstall it back on the car. Then that way it's going to hold it in that position and you don't have to worry about the mirrors you know, moving on you while you're driving. So I just wanted to point that out. Next, like I said, we'll go over to the passenger side and give you kind of the layout of how it goes on. So one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that just like the OEM mirrors, in order to take them off even, you got to pull the door panels on the inside. So you can kind of see across over on the driver's side, we have the door panel off. We're running our aluminum door cards, so those unscrew and pop off pretty easy. But anyway, so you can kind of see here we got a bunch of holes going on. This is a little different than what yours should look like. These two up here were added for a different thing. Like these ones are the ones that should be the factory holes right here, and we're going to utilize this and this. And so the hole spacing on this lines up. We got the back, has the curvature in it. And so essentially what we're going to be doing here is mounting that like that to cover the 3 holes, but also utilize these 2. So like I also mentioned, we have the gasket, and that'll line up there. And one thing that to make note of is that the screws that we're going to put in from the back side, you got to reach in through the opening of the door, which I'll show you a little closer here in a minute. And then you want to get them started with your fingers, because you want to make sure you don't cross thread these. And so it can be a little tricky to get the right angle to ensure that you're going to be able to get that started from the inside. Also, one thing that I found, because the gasket has a little bit of spring depth, whatever we want to say to it, is that when I'm going to put the screws in, I will line up the gasket to make sure it's nice and even behind the mount, and then push it in, and you can kind of see that I'm going to get a couple millimeters actually of compression in that gasket, and in doing that is going to allow me to get the first couple threads started in those inserts in the back. And then once I get them both started, I'll go ahead and use an Allen wrench to get that tightened. So I'll go ahead and open the door and kind of show you the access point from the inside. All right, so I got the button head screw and the large fender washer here. So I'll start with that. Like I said, I'll get the mount, or even, this opening here, the window's down. So I can get my hand up inside of the door and then, line it up. Again, you want to kind of get it started by hand and then come back and tighten it. So I'll just get, and there is some flexibility. Obviously, the holes in the door are quite a bit larger than the screws, so you're able to get some adjustment. So we'll go ahead and come back around to this side with the camera and get a closer look. Okay, so again, a reminder, like, when you get this lined up, to push in, to compress that gasket to get it started by hand, which I've done. And then I've thrown the Allen wrench on there, and it conveniently comes kind of between the inner skin of the door and this. So that way I can rotate this to tighten it. And again, you want to make sure it's snug, but it's not going to be like a hard stop, like something bottoming out. And so you're just going to want to make sure that you've tightened it to the point that your mount's not going to move, but you don't want to over tighten it. So anyway, so we've get the the mount in position. I think I need to tighten this side just a hair, and then like we already showed on the driver's side is where your mirror will mount here, and how to get it finely tuned and adjusted. But again, mounts are made out of ASA carbon fiber, brass machine inserts, They're available as just the mounts by themselves, or you can get them with the mounts and the mirrors. And they're available at Skillard.com. Also, we have something that you wouldn't find online other places. If you wanted to get the, let's say you had filled this side and you only wanted to do a driver's side mirror, we also have just the driver's side mirrors available. We actually were able to get APR to send us a batch of just driver's side, because we know some customers just want to do the single mirror. So that's another exclusive that we have. So if you have any questions, again, email sales@skillard.com.